The Arizona Cardinals now have their general manager in place. He's got one of his biggest tests yet. Who's going to be the next head coach of the Arizona Cardinals heading into the 2023 season? Now, we already heard the famous quote out there will be no egos tolerated within this organization. Now, we got some names to look out for and some names flying under the radar. Let's dive right into it. Alright guys, welcome back in. Now, like I mentioned in the intro, today what I want to specifically talk about is who is going to be the next head coach of the Arizona Cardinals heading into the 2023 season. Now, before we get started, definitely do me one huge favor, smack the like button on this video and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. Follow me on all my social platforms. Everything will be in the description of this video. Alright everybody, let's go and dive right into it here. Now, I'm going to show you guys a list, and in this list, I broke it apart into 3 different sections. The first section is coaches that we have interviewed or we have a scheduled date for. The second one is coaches that we have reached out to, and then the third section is coaches that it doesn't look so good right now, but there is still hope. Now let's talk about that first section here, right? First, let's talk about Frank Reich. Now, to me, this was a move that completely flew under the radar. I don't think anybody actually reported that the Arizona Cardinals had interest in a Frank Reich. Now, to me, I honestly think this is an actually pretty good opportunity for Frank Reich to actually come in here and be a head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. Now, some might say that he didn't get a fair opportunity in the Colts organization, because if you take a look at the quarterback play or the quarterbacks that they had, it really wasn't fair. Like, let's be honest here. Now, let's talk about the next coach here, and that is Vance Joseph. Now, I think we all kind of are in the same situation right now, right? Nothing negative to say about Vance Joseph, and I know he's very highly respected within the locker room of the Arizona Cardinals, and the organization seems to really like him, but I think it's time for a different voice, a change. Now, the next coach that I want to talk about is none other than DeMeco Ryans. Now, this man is a guy that so many people are high on. He seems to be probably one of the biggest, hottest commodities out there as of right now, has scheduled interviews for a lot of different teams, and the Arizona Cardinals are going to meet with them, so a lot of fans are happy about that. Now, let's move on over to the next section here, and that is coaches that we have reached out to, but as of right now, we don't actually have a scheduled date for these coaches. First one is Ejiro Evero. He is a defensive coordinator from the Denver Broncos. Now, this man right here is also very much liked within the NFL. He's talked about very, very highly, smart, knows defense, and honestly, I wouldn't mind a Ejiro Evero, and honestly, I kind of like saying that name, but he's an opportunity for the Arizona Cardinals to possibly go out there and target, right? Now, the next person out there is Aaron Glenn. He is the defensive coordinator of the Lions, and I'm not going to lie to you here, ladies and gentlemen, I don't really know too much about him, but definitely a name to look out for. Now, another name to look out for is Brian Flores. Now, it seems like a lot of the sporting bets out there is seeming to be saying that Brian Flores is going to be the next head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, and I think the biggest reason as to why is because they have some sort of connection between Monty Ossenfort, which is now the GM of the Arizona Cardinals, and Brian Flores. They're trying to connect the thought of Monty Ossenfort had a lot of time within the New England Patriots, and Brian Flores had some time with the New England Patriots. So a lot of people are trying to connect that, and, Brian Flores seems to be really kind of that, holding people accountable. So people are trying to say that that's going to be kind of a shoo-in for the Arizona Cardinals to go out there and hire. Now, if the Arizona Cardinals did go that route of Brian Flores, I truly think that, I would be fine, but I would love the Arizona Cardinals to go a different approach. Now, I did went ahead and reached out to some Miami Dolphins fans, and they said nothing but glowing remarks about Brian Flores. So, honestly, I'm going to take their word for it, so we'll see what happens. Now, one thing that Monty Ossenfort, our new general manager, did say is that he's going to leave no stones unturned. He's going to throw a big net out there and see, who's going to be available for the Arizona Cardinals. So, honestly, with the amount of people that we're interviewing, or at least reached out to, we're definitely doing what he said we were supposed to do. Now, to me, I would love the Arizona Cardinals to take a different approach here. What I would love for them to go the offensive route. Now, looking at all the names that we've mentioned so far, the exception of Frank Reich and Sean Payton, every single one of those coaches are defensive-minded coaches. Now, to me, I'm a little worried about that, right? I don't like the narrative of oh, we tried an offensive mind, right? Cliff Kingsbury didn't work, and that's the reason why the Arizona Cardinals are going the defensive side. But if you truly ask yourself here, ladies and gentlemen, what head coach had a defensive mind for the Arizona Cardinals that truly actually worked? Now, if you take a look at the most recent history of the Arizona Cardinals, Bruce Arians was probably sought out to be one of the, favorite coaches for the Arizona Cardinals. He was an offensive mind. Ken Whisenhunt seemed to be the only coach that took us to the Super Bowl. He was also an offensive mind. And Cliff Kingsbury, depending on how you look at it, he was also an offensive mind as well. But I don't like the fact that a lot of fans are specifically focusing on Cliff Kingsbury and now they want to take a different approach. If the Arizona Cardinals did take that route, I wouldn't be mad at it. I would support it, but I would love and hope that the Arizona Cardinals would take this route. Now, I truly think that the Arizona Cardinals have an opportunity to keep flipping stones to see who we can bring in as the next Arizona Cardinal head coach. I have two people here that I would really love the Arizona Cardinals to possibly bring in for an interview. The first one is offensive coordinator from the Eagles, and that is Shane Steichen. Now, if you take a look at Shane Steichen's resume, it seems like he's definitely worked a lot with the San Diego Chargers when they were the San Diego Chargers, and obviously once they made the move over to the Los Angeles Chargers, he remained as that as well, an offensive-minded head coach. And not only that, but once he went over to Philadelphia, right, obviously Jalen Hurts has been one of the biggest talking points pertaining to a quarterback that kind of came out of nowhere. Now, there's a lot of people out there that has given a lot of credit to Nick Sirianni as well as Shane Steichen for the development of Jalen Hurts. Now, I'm not saying Jalen Hurts and Kyler Murray are the same quarterback, but there's something to say about a coach that's willing to take a player and making sure that he uses his skills to the best of his ability. Now, another head coaching opportunity here for the Arizona Cardinals that I really truly feel like this man has flown under the radar. Now, this man right here is none other than Ken Dorsey, offensive coordinator from the Buffalo Bills. Now, he actually spent some time with the Panthers earlier into his career, and obviously he's worked with the Buffalo Bills as well. Now, this is an offensive coordinator to me that I'm excited about, right? Has worked with Josh Allen, but not only that, ladies and gentlemen, also work with Cam Newton as well. And this is the type of head coach that I want. I want to make sure that that head coach's number one priority is how am I going to make my offensive players that much better? Being able to use their skill sets and elevate them to the next level is exactly what I'm looking for my next head coach. Now, if you're asking yourself, Ken Dorsey, that looks familiar. Yes, this is the same guy that basically threw that rampage. Yes, that's exactly the fire that I would love to see on the sideline. So two people to look out for that I would love the Arizona Cardinals to actually reach out for is going to be none other than Shane Steichen as well as Ken Dorsey. As of right now, it looks like the Arizona Cardinals are leaning towards the defensive side of the ball. It seems like that's the route they're going to take. I'm only hoping that we're not going to rush this whole interview process and actually pick the right person for the job. Who do you guys want as the Arizona Cardinals' next head coach heading into the 2023 season? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. As always, go Cards.